there's kind of 5 generations that are generally accepted as being part of the workforce today. Starting from youngest to oldest, and the reason for that, just had to pick a place to start. We have Gen Z, and moving up, we also have the millennial group. You have your Gen Xers, your boomers, and then your traditionalist or silent generation. Some might even make a further distinction. So within the millennial group, and this might just be because that's part of the group that I'm a part of, but within that millennial group, there's sometimes a further distinction of elder millennials. So these are those millennials that were born in the early 80s. They might not identify or report identifying the same way as their younger counterparts, and that could be in part because they kind of straddled that pre and post-internet era at a very kind of coming of age, defining moment, if you will, transitioning from teenagers into young adulthood. And the reason I kind of highlight this subgroup is really because it's an important reminder that even within each generation, there exists quite a bit of diversity. People rarely fit neatly into boxes, and there's a lot of kind of stereotypes that go along with those generations. So I'm going to ask for a little bit of audience participation, if you don't mind. I'm going to run through some of those stereotypes that I've come across for the generations, and if you just show by a raise of hand if you heard that, that would be great. So Gen Z, has anyone heard that Gen Zs are overly reliant on technology? Yes, okay. That's actually more hands than I was expecting. The next one, I'm sure I'm going to see all hands. Who's heard that millennials are entitled? Nice. Gen Xers sometimes get a bad rap for being the slacker generation. That's my older brother, so I'm not totally sure who has it worse. And then our parents are sometimes typecast as being workaholics, so maybe they don't want us either way anyways. Is my mic going off?
There's just a lot of feedback.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Better mic.
Yeah, and your traditionalist or silent generation are typically kind of seen as conservative, very loyal workers. So if anybody hasn't immediately seen some of the issues with these stereotypes, aside from them kind of seeming a bit negative to me, relying on stereotypes can serve a problem when you're looking at designing programs and supporting a diverse workforce. It can foster unconscious bias, and it's also just potentially not a helpful strategy in trying to support this diversity within your organization. When we're kind of relying on stereotypes, we're kind of thinking in terms of averages, and that's not really the goal of supporting a diverse workforce, and that can actually hinder what you're trying to accomplish.